Hey everybody, here we have another match in Fury. Once again solo pubbing. This time I've ended up on Siegfried line on an encounter match. Both teams are pretty shocking. The enemy team probably has it a little bit worse. Other than their IS, I'm not really too worried. Even the top few heavy tier tanks aren't that worrying to me. They can certainly hit hard, but whether they hit or not is another thing entirely. Now, one of the things that I don't recall saying about Siegfried, at least recently, is the field is really not somewhere you want to be. The city is where things happen. It's where you really do need to set up. Actually, I may have said this recently. I think I might have said it in a video, but I definitely remember saying it on TeamSpeak to somebody. The reason being that if you go out in the field, you just get pinned down really easily and then you can't move, you're useless. The only real reason to go field is either if the entire enemy force is in city, you can flank wide around them, or to just spot rushing enemy mediums and prevent them getting to your arty. But to actually push field or to try and go out and camp behind one of the bunkers, not a good plan. IS gets lit. He doesn't get a shot into me, I get one into him, but it bounces. He's their best player, in the loosest sense of the word. Rather than risk playing peek and poke with an IS, and certainly not side scrape against him, I wait and cover for a bit for him to lose interest, hopefully, and then pop back out to see if he's still there. He is still there, and he narrowly misses me. There's just too much here for me to deal with right now, so I back off. The IS can delete half my hit points in one hit, which is certainly not something I want to happen. In fact, he can delete more than half of my hit points in one hit. So I look for another option. The Fury may not be the fastest tank, but it does have very nice control response. It's just pleasant to drive. Both enemy IS tanks are now paying attention to somebody else. I get 2 quick shots in before they turn my way. And in doing so, I buy one of my teammates a chance to put a big hit in on the left one. They're still looking at me, so I take a quick snapshot. That guy actually nicked my front plate at a really bad angle. So I was lucky that bounced. The IS does have quite good armor for tier, but he was giving me an easy shot into his lower plate. Here I catch a KV3 completely oblivious, not paying any attention at all to his surroundings. BDR's tracked in the open, he's not looking at me, so I'll get a couple hits on him as well. Now this is quite a dangerous position I'm in. In the middle of a crossroads, it can be shot from about 4 or 5 different directions, but because of the way my team is distributed and because the enemy team is just getting absolutely face fucked, I feel pretty safe in sitting in this intersection and just using it to pour down shots across at the enemy tanks. Chinokai runs for cover before I can get a shot at him, so I go for the KV instead. He's not looking, and so I'm able to roll up behind him. Unlucky bounce there, but I get beside, and then he can't traverse his gun onto me in time. He had the 122mm derp gun, which would have been interesting if he hit me. It might have either taken out most of my hit points, or it might have done absolutely nothing. That gun's really basically playing the RNG dice on a KV, and it's not worth it. KV3 is still not paying attention. Unfortunately, I lagged my shot into the wall. But as he slowly turned his turret without turning his hull, I'm able to get in beside him and finish him off. Not a huge damage game, but it was pretty cruisy. Gives a good impression, I think, of how nice this tank is to drive. It just responds to control inputs instantly, it accelerates well, it handles bad terrain well, it handles good terrain well. Nice traverse rate. The reverse speed isn't the best, but it just feels good. It's hard to describe. Fury is definitely a tank I'm glad I got. Maybe not for everyone. If you really enjoy the regular Easy 8, then the Fury is just that, except premium and slightly worse in some aspects. Really its main selling point is that it's just an Easy 8 that can train crew. But in its own right, it's quite a decent tank, and I think compared to some of the other lower tier premiums, it actually has quite a good chance at being able to carry a higher tier game, simply because it is at the end of the day an Easy 8. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Best of luck on the field, and I'll see you next time.